Shout out to the people marketing Yesteryear. I am seeing it everywhere and got a bit of FOMO, so I decided to read it. So, should you go forward with Yesteryear? No, I cannot recommend this book at all. It is just not good. Put simply, the characters are unlikable and also flat. The information about religions seemed poorly researched. Her writing is ham-fisted, and that ending was incredibly unsatisfying. It didn't make sense. I didn't believe it. So the premise was really intriguing. A tradwife influencer from modern times gets sent back to the 1800s and has to live a traditional life without all of her modern conveniences that make it look so easy. It sounded like it would be satire, making fun of social media and influencers, and also highlighting the actual hardships of living back in that time. So, the only real strength that I can say about this book is that the writing is extremely consumable. There is a level of tension that just keeps going, that makes you just keep wanting to turn the pages. It was entertaining, I suppose. That's really all the praise I have. So we get Natalie in three timelines. The first is in her before days when she was a tradwife influencer on social media. There is an after where she is living in the 1800s and trying to survive and thrive. And then there's another after where she's being interviewed about all of the things that happened. And in all three timelines, Natalie is just the most awful character. Like, she has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. She hates her husband. She hates her kids. She hates college-educated women that she calls the angry women. She delights in being able to hurt others so that she feels big. She doesn't ever take responsibility for her actions. And I thought it was particularly repugnant that she got really upset with her eldest daughter, saying that she's much harder to control, which just basically boiled down to the kid not wanting to be on film all the time. I mean, it's a totally reasonable thing. And yet Natalie was just mad because she could no longer exert that control over her kid. So she is extremely unlikable, as I've pointed out, but she at least sort of feels like a real person. She's got some personality and interests, whereas the rest of the characters are just flat. Her husband is a cardboard cutout. He is a rich, lazy, uh, stupid man who gets sucked into the right-wing media. Her children get hardly no characteristics other than their cutesy names. And we're also briefly introduced to Natalie's mother and Natalie's sister, whom doesn't get a whole lot of character development either, nor does her nemesis. So Natalie is a religious extremist, but that didn't really feel real. Sometimes she just didn't think about church or God or anything, and we never saw her go to church. But then sometimes she would alternate being indifferent to religion to being consumed by it, thinking that God was personally speaking to her. The religious elements were just not consistent. The author decided not to really name the religion. The author was obviously not raised with religion and also doesn't seem to have done much research, because at certain points there were religious elements from the Mormons, the Baptists, and the Catholics. And I'm pretty sure she wasn't Catholic, so it makes no sense why she would do the sign of the cross. The writing has absolutely no subtlety. She just hammers over and over and over. Social media influencers are fake. Extreme religious zealotry is bad and full of hypocrites. And that farm life is really not all that it's cracked up to be. However, I don't feel like the author really engaged with any of those topics. I feel like it was mostly kept surface level, and I would have liked to see her dig into, like, why does this lifestyle appeal to some people? What can we learn from this? And I just feel like they didn't have anything to say that was really important. And that ending, I did not like that ending at all. It simultaneously made me angry and also made me feel like it wasn't believable at all. I also was really icked out by the fact that she pulls some facts from real life, like family influencers, which I obviously can't tell you which ones because then you'll kind of figure out the direction things are going. But I just thought that that was in really poor taste. I did not like that part at all. So I listened to the audiobook and it was narrated by Rebecca Lohman. I thought she did a fine job. I really wish I would have waited to hear more reviews before I jumped on this because now I am starting to see more negative reviews. I think that ending is either a love it or a hate it, and I hated it. And I am starting to see more people saying that they didn't like that part either. It sort of felt like she came up with this concept and started writing it and then was like, I don't really know where we're going to go from here. So, to sum up, I don't think this book is worth reading. I don't recommend it to anyone. And yeah, I guess I need to not give in to my FOMO because this book was just not good. If you have already read it, please share your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to know what you thought of it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like my bookish videos, subscribe, join the community, join the conversation. We'd love to have you. All right. Happy reading.